What's up, y'all? This is Chris, and today is the day that I'm bringing you my unboxing and first impressions of the new iPhone XS Max. Today is a special unboxing because I will finally be replacing my older phone, the iPhone 7 Plus, which I've had for a couple of years now. The phone was delivered by UPS in an unmarked, discreet package. I assume because Apple products, especially new ones, are prime pickings for theft. I decided to skip the iPhone X upgrade and instead hold out for the third quarter S version because I just didn't feel it would be worth it to move back to a phone with a smaller screen size and form factor. Plus, by now, most of the bugs and design flaws would have been identified and worked out, not to mention potentially better specs and refinements to the hardware. As you can see, the design and labeling of the box clearly indicates and gives you an idea of which color phone you selected. Both the label and icon are etched in gold, letting me know that my new gold phone is inside waiting to be set free. In typical Apple style, one pull of the clear tab easily removes the entire plastic seal around the box. One thing that I've always liked about Apple products is their creative and thoughtful packaging. This is one unboxing that I've been waiting a while for. Like all other iPhones, once you remove the plastic and lift off the cover, you'll find a user's guide and instructions, which in this case is enclosed in a cardboard pouch. In that pouch, you also get a booklet with colorful illustrations of your device and basic instructions on getting started, not to mention a card containing your SIM push pin and also a couple of Apple logo adhesives which you can use to stick anywhere. If you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate your support by clicking the like button below and following me. And now to get to the meaty part of the unboxing experience, the phone itself. As you can see, the phone is absolutely beautiful. It is closer to a true gold versus any previous gold iPhones I've seen, and it just looks sexy all around. Typically, I've strayed more towards the space gray for all of my previous iPhones. However, this time around, I just couldn't pass up getting the gold one. It's a bit disappointing that the phone didn't come with the fast charger as rumored and instead just came with the standard charger. And although it does come with the standard earphones, this time around, no lightning port to earphone jack converter was included. You'd think by paying $1,000 plus they would go ahead and throw those two items in, but I guess that's just the world we live in where you have to spend extra money to get any kind of value. Typically you should charge the phone before you use it, but you know, given that this is a new phone and I don't think I've ever done it, I'm going to go ahead and start playing with it as early as now without even charging it. As I'm removing this cover, I'm realizing that I did not purchase and have delivered a screen protector for this or a case. So as I play with it, I'm going to have to be very careful not to drop it or break it. The phone itself is sleek and smooth, and it does feel like a solid piece of hardware. It's heavier than my 7 Plus, but it does feel more comfortable and firm to grip. Let's power it on and see what happens. I assume the setup is similar to previous iPhones, however the only difference right now, there's no home button. As you can see at the top is the notch where the dual front-facing cameras and the Face ID sensor are. I'm not too sure yet how I feel about the notch, however I have heard that for some users who use apps not adapted for the iPhone X, it does get in the way. Setting up your phone is fairly easy and straightforward, and if you're transferring from one phone to another, the process has continuously gotten a lot simpler over the years. And you'll notice that if you've already got an iPhone X, there isn't much of a difference between this phone and that one, with the exception of a processor upgrade, a large screen, and of course the new gold color, which I do admit looks really nice. Anytime I buy a new phone, I use it as an excuse to start fresh. Let me know in the comments below if you do the same thing. And although I do have most of my data and apps backed up to the iCloud, I only install the basics and transfer over my contacts. Call me crazy, but I think it's just easier than cloning my old phone and then going through and manually removing things I don't regularly use. If there is something I need, I can always retrieve it from my backup or go to my old phone and get it. As with any latest iPhone release, Face ID is the new security measure used to secure your phone. The face recognition seems to work a bit faster from the previous iPhone X models. However, it is a feature that I have mixed feelings about, and I'll tell you why later in this video. Once you select what you want to restore and install on the phone, as well as setting up features like Apple Pay, it's a little wait while everything is set up and transferred over. So let's quickly go through all the setup and initialization screens, enabling all the features I want to have set up. A new feature added is Screen Time and Analytics, which provides information and feedback on your overall usage, so you know exactly if you're spending too much time on your phone watching videos, surfing the web, or other activities. A True Tone feature has also been added, which normalizes images and pictures so they aren't overexposed, as well as a zoom selection, which allows you to change the size of icons and text on screen. This feature does not, however, make it possible to add additional lines of apps or icons to your home screen. As you wrap up the installation, the last few screens give you directions on some of the basic new gestures associated with performing various tasks on the phone. This is something I'll definitely have to get used to, given that this is my first iPhone without the home button. And that's it, we're all set up. Time to use the phone. So what's new about the XS Max? It has a 6.5-inch OLED display capable of a 2688 by 1242 resolution. It weighs about 200 grams and is thinner than last year's iPhone X. It has a dual 12-megapixel rear-facing camera and a 7-megapixel front-facing camera, which are both capable of capturing 4K video. In addition to that, it has the new A12 processor, which uses less power, giving the phone longer use time. It has an IP68 rating, ensuring us of better waterproofing. And it now also has a dual SIM, allowing you to carry dual lines, care of an eSIM and a nano SIM. All of this starting at a price of about $1,100. The XS Max is slightly thinner than the previous iPhone X from last year. However, compared to my iPhone 7 Plus, it's virtually the same in size and thickness. There is, however, more screen area due to the removal of the home button and the switch to an edge-to-edge OLED display. What I think I like best about the phone is the dual SIM feature. This is something that I've been waiting for a long time, especially since I frequently travel to different countries. Unlike other phones which have a dual SIM tray, the iPhone XS Max uses an internal hardware eSIM, like the Apple Watch, and a single slot for an additional nano SIM. It's a great feature that I'm so thankful that they finally implemented. It's just one of the things that I've been waiting for. My initial thoughts about the interface and how to interact and how the new gestures work with the phone came with mixed emotions. I find it somewhat annoying that functions that once took a single gesture are more complicated now. Things like powering down your phone are more complicated. You now have to contort your fingers by pressing a button combination of both power and the volume buttons in order to bring up the shutdown screen, where you can then swipe to shut down your phone. It used to simply require you to press and hold the power button and swipe. I actually had to go online and look up how to power down the phone. With a now larger screen, switching and closing apps is also more difficult, given that you have to swipe from the bottom to the top of the phone in order to switch between and close apps. This makes it more difficult for single-hand use. Unlocking your phone is also a longer and more complicated process, which I thought Face ID was supposed to simplify. You are now required to face the phone, which would authenticate you, and then swipe up to use your phone. On my iPhone 7, I just had to press my finger to the home button and it would authenticate and automatically bring me to my home screen. It went from a one-step process to a two-step process. I'm also not too fond of the new secure notifications where you need to authenticate through Face ID in order to view your notifications in more detail. I understand the need for security and privacy, but it's annoying when your phone is laying down and says you have a Facebook notification, and in order to see the details of that notification, you need to again scan your face or read it from within the app. Although these issues are more software related, they are still annoying, and I do hope that they will get it fixed or improved in the next iterations of the iOS. Overall, I think the phone is an amazing device, and I'm happy with it. However, I feel that some of the innovation that once made Apple great is missing. I still do give kudos to the aesthetics and the design of the product, but I don't think the design alone is worth the high price tag of the device. So in the end, would I recommend you buy the phone? I would say if you own an iPhone 6 or 7 and have been looking to upgrade, then yes. But if you own last year's model of the iPhone 10, then no, because there is no reason to pay an additional $1,000 or more for essentially the same phone with a little more than a larger screen and a longer battery life. Well, that's it. That's my review of the iPhone XS Max. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and please do leave a comment so I can continue to make better quality content for you. I'd love to hear your feedback. Make sure you also hit the little bell button on your way out to get notifications when I post new videos.